All right, everybody, let's take a look and see what happened in the stock market today. What a huge day. Wow, I'll tell you what, the market totally ignored that doji from yesterday, guys. Just totally ignored that doji right there. Ignored. Blew right through it. And look at this MACD. Just busting. All the way since basically right around November 12, 13, 14, whatever it is right there. Just absolutely busting out huge. Today was a big day. Did a little bit of trading at the end of the day. Made a little profit there. But I'll talk about my profit loss at the end of this video because today was a pretty good day. Also, if you didn't check out my video from earlier today about the small account, I think it was last Thursday, I talked about ARLP, and it looked like that stock had a good chance of a significant price incline because they were going to come out probably with dividends. Well, they announced it this morning. Okay, so really, really nice. It did exactly what we were hoping it would do. So if you haven't watched that video, look in the link. Look for the link in the description below this video, guys. It'll just be called small. I'll just call it small account. You know, you can just look for something in the link small account, right? Just click on that. It'll take you to the video. Really, really nice, profitable position on that. Like I said, stick around for the end of this video and I'll show you my profit loss for today. Now the market obviously had a huge day. Look at that range, 43.75. Really nice. You can ignore all this stuff here because I haven't changed it. Let's just get rid of that. Remove it. Yeah, range today, 43.75. Very nice. And all of it up. You know, I was looking at the hourly chart almost the whole day from intraday anyway. I don't think there was one red candlestick. If there was, barely. I think there was like 1 hour that was kind of doji looking. The rest were all green. Monster mash. Okay, so now that I'm getting a better feel for what's going on in the market here, we can see that the Big Daddy is just almost at 400. And based on what I'm seeing here with the MACD, I think 4,600, guys, like right around the corner. But we'll keep a close eye on what's happened with the Big Daddy and whether or not the MACD starts to show any indication of rolling over. Basically, though, if you look at the Stochastic Momentum Index, it's sitting up there, 83, 82, really elevated. But come back over here to June, you can see the same thing. Stayed elevated for a while, right? Just kind of track sideways there. Eventually came down. But the MACD at that time was still going up. Even though it was sitting up here like this. Look between these two lines. There's a line here and a line here, right? All the way down, all the way down. Look at the MACD still going up. So even though the Stochastic Momentum Index is saying, hey, wait a minute, we're getting peaky, the MACD, of course, it's a little bit slow because with the way the settings are, you know, isn't going to react quickly to changes, and that's what we want. We want that to be a little bit more slow reacting. And just look at this massive gap between the two lines. Huge, right? So we'll see what happens here. This is looking like a really strong impulse as it blew through that any doubt at all about the market turning. That was taken care of today with that candlestick. Wow. Huge. So I don't know, 4,600 seems plausible. Keeping a close eye on that. And the Big Daddy, oh, what's that? That was an alarm. So keeping a close eye on that. On the Stochastic Momentum Index, Big Daddy. You know, 399, it's elevated, but it's not, like I said the other day, it's not nosebleed elevated. It was 404 right there, I think. So based on what I'm seeing here, now, since it blew through this, since it ignored that doji, yeah, I can see 4,600 happening. But up in this area, guys, oh my gosh, institutional hedge fund, they can sell off in a hot minute. Because I mean, look at all this. All this profit. I mean, that's what happened here. You saw that spike in volatility, and people call it institutional. That's kind of funny they call it institutional. They're not really, in my mind, they're not institutions, right? But anyway, this is what they call them. But anyway, big funds, hedge funds as well. So, yeah, I think on the average, guys, we're going to see the stock market continue to go up for a little bit anyway. I'm really anxious to put out, if I'd mentioned this the other day, I'm anxious to put out the secret cycle. And there's so much involved in this secret. It's not, I call it the secret cycle, guys. It's not really a secret cycle, but the correlation is known, but a lot of traders don't know about it. And a lot of traders don't give it much credence, but I think I'm going to do this in a multi-part series video for the. I'm just going to call it the secret cycle, guys, because I don't have another phrase for it right now. But I think I'll do that in a multi-part video because there's a lot to cover. So look forward to that. Maybe like a 2 or 3 part series. I'm not sure yet. I might even do regular postings or regular videos and talk about it a little bit how it impacts the stock market in general. Let's switch over now and take a look at my profit loss for today. Hold on one second. Let me switch over to it. Okay, here you go, guys. Actually, I didn't close this position, so technically it's not a profit or a loss, but it's a running unrealized profit. $600. That's right. On the big account, I also went in on ARLP. And why not? As soon as I saw this 20-cent dividend, I mean, are you kidding me? So anyway, today we had a gap up. Look at that gap up. And I don't want to dive too deep into this because I covered this in a video earlier today, but you can watch that video too. It's fine. It was just a small account update. But in the big account, I decided, yeah, here we go. 2,600 shares, up $600. 10 days going to pay the dividends, guys. Okay, you can do the math for me, 2,600 shares. I'm not going to sell it. I could sell it for the capital gain, which would be very nice. You know, who knows? This thing could definitely could pull back. Sometimes you'll see that pullback is going to dividends, but sometimes it'll go up. In any case, for those that want to take the capital gain, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Educational video only, but obviously there was a gap up here. So there's obviously opportunity for those that got in on Thursday or Friday to take a capital gain if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold these shares. And because as I said before, I think we're looking at $15 to $18 on this stock. And so I think there's room to go there. And of course, 20%. All I gotta do is take 20%, right? 20 cents is the same thing as 20%, right? So that's $530. Is my math right? 10% would be $260 of $520. Sorry. Yeah, $520 in dividends I'm going to get paid. Okay, I mean, how can you not want $520? Okay, so that's what's going to happen on November 4th. Okay, yeah, the price may have a little retrace. You know, there might be a decline after dividends. That tends to happen, but look at the stock over here, guys. Look at that when it paid. It only really had one down day, and it went right up. Did a couple down days, and just been, look at this thing. Tracking sideways. And guys, let me show you something. The stock market during this time was doing this. Right? The stock market was going down during this entire time right here. Look at this stock. It's like stock market down what? It just traded sideways, guys. It just completely ignored the stock market. It barely even phased it. We had this one little big down day right there. The rest just said, this stock doesn't care about the stock market. This stock is a monster stock, guys. Wow. I mean, look at this stochastic momentum index going down the whole time. The stock just traded sideways. It wasn't until the very end You got that big candlestick right at the very end here. So I just think this stock has so much potential. We'll just see where it heads, but I think it's looking really good. So there's my profit. Now, technically not my profit loss for the day, but it is a running unrealized profit. Just thought I'd share that with everybody. Nice, very nice day. $600. We like that. And even if this thing pulls back, I'm not going to close this position, I don't think, anytime soon. Not when they're doing earnings at 44 cents that they came out today, 20 cents dividends. And guys, go check out, just type in your favorite search engine, ARLP space DIV for dividend. You'll see the NASDAQ listing there. Just go to the NASDAQ. You'll look in the past, guys. They had 40-cent dividends, 50-cent dividends. With the way this company is making money right now, because they went from 34 cents to 44 cents. They went from 10-cent dividend to 20-cent dividend. So we'll just have to see in 3 months, because it pays every 3 months. I'm not saying I'll hold it for 3 months. I don't know. I might. But if I do hold it, and this company even comes out with any decent kind of earnings report, which would be, let's see, since we're October, November, December, January, it's going to be like late January when they come out with the next report for earnings. I could see this thing going to 30 or 40 cents if the earnings are still kicking. And I suspect it will, guys. Commodities are going up, and coal is a commodity, just like crude oil, you name it. So I think we're going to see commodities continue to go up on the average. Yeah. Okay, let me switch back over to the S&P 500. We'll finish up with that. My biggest concern is not that there isn't profitability here, because there is. But look how many green days, guys. I mean, you almost could call that a green day. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is like blow-off top kind of trading. I mean, that's exactly the feeling I get. I was going to talk about this yesterday, I didn't, but the feeling I get, the guys, with the market right now is you see this kind of run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green days, let's call it. If you want to, that doji is barely a bad day. 9 green days. The feeling I get is what we call blow-off top. Okay? Which it hasn't really been accompanied, by a big massive increase in volume. Okay, if we get green days and then we get large volume, okay, because normally large volume comes with down days, right? See how the volume is really high and all these down days. Here's another one, lot of volume, okay, high volume on down days. But if we get high volume with the market going up, then watch out. That's called a blow off top, and I'm beginning to get a feeling that might happen. Doesn't mean you still can't go to 4,600. But the feeling I'm getting, guys, is with this kind of green days, just keep an eye on for the telltale sign. Get out of my mouth. The telltale sign is green days accompanied by a lot with really high volume, especially with a run like that. That could be a blow off top. So be careful for blow off tops. But meantime, while the getting is good, might as well capitalize on it and take profits, right? Remember, guys and gals, even though I haven't talked about this in a while, lock in your profits, okay? Don't leave your positions hanging out there. As soon as the market's moving in your favor, whatever those profits are, don't just leave them hanging out there. Put in your trailing stops, even if you're doing intraday stuff, whatever you're doing, okay? Put in your trailing stops, lock in those profits, and book the profits to the account, okay? I haven't talked about that in a while. But I know a lot of people struggle with that. They don't know how to book their profits. Don't just leave your positions hanging. Not everybody's. A lot of people had no idea this was going to happen to the market. Okay, but while it's happening, you want to make sure you're doing your trailing stops, right? Keep your trailing stops in there so that you can lock in your profits. Okay, then you can just, if it trails back against you and you stop out, that's fine. At least you locked in your profits. You can always decide how you're going to re-enter. Okay. All right, listen, guys and gals, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and do it now. We'll appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up as well. Don't forget to click that little bell to be notified of all the videos. Okay? Happy trading, everybody. Talk to you all soon again next time.